evening, and hopefully everybody is having a good day. Happy Friday to everybody out there. I've been having a real good day to my day so far. Like, I had school earlier today and pretty much just had lab with the class and lecturing with the teacher and whatnot. But my spirits is just feeling real good right now. I'm just feeling hype because, like, yo, literally while I was in class, yo, your boy, if y'all don't know by now, the new king of this era's hip hop has dropped a brand new fucking album. When I say this nigga pulled a fucking Beyonce and just dropped that shit out of nowhere, I was in class and I just blurted out, hey, yo, y'all know Kendrick just dropped a new album, right? Y'all know Kendrick just dropped a new album. Hey, yo, my classmate was like, what? Hold up, wait. We checking it. The teacher lectured this shit. She like, oh, snap. And like, the teacher like, what? What's going on? I'm like, yo, no, Kendrick. Like, she don't know nothing about this and whatnot. But I'm just like, no, he run the rap beef. Like, he new king of this era's hip hop and shit. Like, he just dropped a new album. So like, I'm just hype. I'm like, oh shit, hold up. So I put my earphones in and I just press play and start listening to it while I was in class. Just press play and start listening to it. And man, I must say I have probably listened to the album probably 3 times. 3 times already since the album has dropped. 3 times. This is probably the most I have ever paid attention to Kendrick Lamar or even listened to his music, because in general, I don't really listen to Kendrick all the time. I am a fan of what he puts out, and I respect what he does, and I acknowledge his stature in hip hop right now in the game. And I definitely fuck with the whole Not Like Us and the whole rap beef and all that shit like that. But his music was not typically really in my playlist, so that's not something that I'm just always banging and whatnot. Like, I respect what he's put out there album-wise. He gets a whole lot of respect for his Pimp a Butterfly jump and The Good Kid, Mad City. People really, really fuck with those albums, but those were really like the type of albums that it was like more cultural, more like political type shit, and more trying to be woke and all that type shit. And I respect all of that because I listen to all kinds of music, but that just wasn't what I was just on for. Like, that's just not what I was listening to, like, or what really, really made me like him. It made me respect him for what he puts into the game, but it ain't like I'm just playing Kendrick like that. So the music that really, really I fucked with Kendrick mostly was the Damn album. Now, that's why I said, like, I respect what he puts out there, and I respect his music, and I respect his game. But, I was a Damn fan. By the time I heard Damn, and he came out with that shit with Rihanna, and just, like, the whole Damn album from top to bottom, it just was a real banging body of work, and it had those more types of vibes in the music that I would probably listen to, which is, like, the more shit, the vibey shit. The shit, like, you ain't always being political. Of course, I respect the political shit, but that ain't the shit that I'm always trying to listen to. So Damn was the album for me that I fucked with Kendrick. So to hear what he just put out today, it is very, very reminiscent and very on the vibes of just like, okay, I see what we doing. You try and get niggas dancing, you try and get niggas vibing, and you also try and mix in like your whole spills of being political and being woke and shit like that too, because the nigga was spitting. The nigga was spitting down. So let's just run through. The album is actually called GX6, and I had to look up what a fucking GX6 was. Apparently, a GX6 is like an old Buick, an old car, some old stuff like that. Yeah, that was back in the day. Hold up, GX6 car. Look that up right now. Yeah, it's like some old. It's some type of. I don't know. It's an old school fucking car. But you can see it in the album cover because he put it in the album cover. He's standing like right in front of the car that he named the album after. But it is a 12-track album. The album has 12 songs on it. And I fucks with it from top to bottom. Now, this is why I say like this is like very reminiscent of the Damn shit, because like it flowed through. There was like no skips. You didn't have to skip anything. It wasn't over. Like it wasn't like it was. I feel like it was just the right amount of songs. 12 songs was perfect. You didn't get bored. You was able to like listen to the album with like keeping your attention span with listening to the album, and you was also able to feel like it's not too long either. You didn't get bored. Like, okay, like I'm tired of listening to this shit. So 12 songs straight through. Each song flowed through back to back, and I really, really did enjoy the album, I must say. So the first song was actually called Whacked Out Morals. So on the way. So this was the intro song. This was the intro to the album. And it comes on like, all right, I was feeling the beat, and he was pretty much saying a whole lot of shit. He was addressing the game and addressing the situations with like the Super Bowl shit. He was calling names out. He said Lil Wayne's name. He talked about how Lil Wayne, I guess he disappointed in me or whatnot, because Lil Wayne didn't even say congratulations on those shit. And seeing Wayne, how we all reacted to Wayne not getting a Super Bowl or whatnot. I guess we can say that Kendrick actually did feel away about how Lil Wayne reacted to it, and probably not giving him no type of congratulations at all. Kendrick probably feel like, nigga, alright, it is what it is, you ain't get the shit, but the least you can do is congratulate a nigga, and hey, it is what it is. Like, we don't really get to hear Kendrick speak too much. So he put it all in the music. We don't hear no fucking interviews, we don't get shit. Nigga don't be out here. So he put it all in the music, and he addressed it, and he pretty much said that Nas was the only one who congratulated him. And I found that I'm like, okay, well, Nas being the only one to congratulate you, clearly he was on your side and everything. Like, a lot of people felt like Wayne should have gotten that opportunity, but if we really are being serious, yeah, Kendrick was the better contender for the job. He has had one hell of a year. Kendrick has been fucking on fire. He literally dethroned Drake off the fucking throne of being the king of this current era of hip-hop. And that whole Not Like Us vibe, that had everybody fucking rocking. So niggas have been literally waiting with like bated breath to hear what the fuck Kendrick is going to say next or what he going to do. Because a lot of people speculate that he just going to go hibernate back in his nest. Because he really don't do too much. Like, he don't really be out here like that. So, he also was pretty much on the whole vibe of like, fuck everybody who not on my side. That was one of the vibes that he was on, and pretty much saying like, all right, you ain't fucking with me, you ain't rocking with me, but fuck you too then. I ain't fucking with you, and if that's how it's going to be, that's how it's going to be. And pretty much a lot at the end of the song, he switched the tempo up because he was rapping in a real, like, you was able to follow what he was saying very easily, but then he switched the tempo up, he went a little faster, got a little up, sped it up, and he was saying a whole lot of shit. Like, I can't go like bar for bar because I would have to pull up the lyrics, and I don't really feel like citing through every goddamn lyric. Go listen to the album and you can actually hear what he says on the songs. But pretty much the whole song was on some fuck y'all ain't fucking with me type shit, and if y'all ain't fucking with me, you ain't rocking with me, I ain't rocking with you, and that's just what it's gonna be. It ain't nothing wrong with that. He got every right to feel that way. He has been like the hottest artist, the hottest rapper out in the game right now. So after the first song, which was Whacked Out Morals, we transitioned into the squabbler. Squabbler. I'm dancing because like the song just make you want to fucking bop. Like, soon as the song come on, like, it just, soon as I heard the beat, I just was like, I'm in class, like, I'm like, okay. I got my classmates and shit looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm listening to the album. So like, that song instantly makes you want to like put a little bop in. Like, it feels like an extension to the whole Not Like Us vibe, the whole They Not Like Us shit and whatnot. It was some West Coast energy. I was fucking with it. And then, so, he threw a couple little shots at Drake. Well, no, not really. No, that's what I'm gonna say. It really wasn't a whole lot of shots at Drake. It pretty much was like a quick little fun little dance type song. And, that's pretty much was it. Like, Squabble Up pretty much was just some fun dancing and shit. Yeah, I had to take some notes on these goddamn songs because I wanted to make sure that I spoke about each song and relayed all the points that I wanted to know about each song. Because like I said, I'd have listened to the album probably like 3 times and shit. And some songs I remember how it was, and like, but bottom line, I got some fucking notes. So then, after the Squabble Up song, like I said, that was like an extension to the Not Like Us vibe. That was a whole make you want to dance. It's a club type record. We go into this song called Luther. So once we got the Luther, we mellowed the vibe down. They pretty much mellowed the vibe out. This was a melodic type vibe, pretty much. So it was a real easy transition into the melodic vibe. It wasn't like they had to like do no type of intro. Like, as soon as the Squabble Up joint went on, we instantly got into Luther, and I was feeling the vibe already. Like, I am a melodic type of guy. Like, I love R&B. I love the whole type of chill. I love the little melodies and whatnot. But I fuck with hip hop as well. Like, I grew into like fucking with rap and fucking with hip hop as I got older. But like, my first love with music was definitely R&B. I used to want to be a singer. I still do sing every now and then and shit. But I'm just saying this to say that, like, I'm like, so soon you go into the melodic vibe, and Kendrick, when he does go into this vibe, he always did very, very good. Just like when he came out with a couple features on the album, but I don't know who the fuck they are. So, but I know SZA voice. If you know SZA voice, you know what SZA sound like. So when SZA came in singing on the album, when I'm like, okay, all right, SZA added a little bit when needed. She added that little razzle dazzle to the motherfucking song. She added the little pinch that the song needed to just make it that little melodic type, just in a, just make it do what it did. So I think that a lot of people are gonna like this song because SZA has a whole lot of fans, and people really do enjoy when Kendrick goes into the vibe. And if you got SZA on the song, you damn near got an instant hit. SZA is a hit maker. She puts her thing out there, regardless of how I feel about how she presents herself to the public and all her bullshit that she got going on with her. And she knows what to do when it comes to a record. I will say that. SZA, you also looking real compromised as well. What the fuck is going on? Don't you fuck with Drake? Like, ain't Drake like somebody that you was real close with as well? So it looked like SZA didn't pick the side. I do believe that SZA is signed over there with Kendrick, or like they have a close relationship going on or something like that. She did an interview with the nigga, and she's on about 2 songs. This isn't the only song that SZA is on. SZA is on another song. I believe it's probably the last song, Gloria. Yeah, that was the last. Yeah, SZA's on that as well. So SZA, I don't know. Is you and Drake cool? Is Drake cool with you just doing all this shit? You can do whatever the fuck you want to do anyway. I'm just saying, like, you look like you chose a side, girl. But anyway, I really do like the Luther song. Luther was really, it's actually one of the songs that I'm probably going to be playing back. I played it once I heard it, I ran it back again, and I listened to it a couple times. So Luther was definitely one of my favorite joints off the album. So after Luther, we transition into Man in the Garden. That's what it's called. Not Man on the Garden. Man in the Garden. So it's pretty much like a continuation of a chill melodic type vibe, but it's a little more hip hop. This was a little more one mic Nas sound time. Like, it was all like it was a deep song. So like I had a lot to say about this joint because this actually was a deep song. He was pretty much saying like, I deserve it all. He kept saying like, and when he's saying I deserve it all, like that was something I'm like, all right, he talking about all the shit that he did and why he deserves to be where he is right now. How he didn't popping his shit. That's pretty much like he popping his shit on like how he deserves to be respected and how he deserves, because all the greatness that he has contributed to the hip hop and all this shit like that. So Kendrick was popping his shit on this Man in the Garden record. Like, he really got down into like why he is who he is and why he deserved this shit and why he should be respected. And as a man, I respect that any fucking day, because you got to give yourself the motherfucking credit before anybody else do. You gotta say you deserve that shit before any fucking body else do. Because if you don't believe you deserve that shit, who the fuck else gonna believe that you don't deserve that shit? So he pretty much was talking about like all the greatness that he has contributed to this shit and giving himself his flowers and pretty much telling himself like how he deserved everything he got and shit. This was a real lyrical, real deep song. Like, it got real. I felt like when he was spitting and shit, like I felt his emotion. I felt like his spirit coming through the record. Like, it was dope. Like, he was speaking a lot to his greatness and like, and how he did it, how he did this shit without all the gimmicks, how he didn't have to play with all the bullshit that people do out here with the fake social media shit and all the games and being a fake ass nigga and all that shit. He did it just straight with his talent, like a lot of people wish they could do but don't do. He had to rock with a lot of the bullshit that's out here. So he also pretty much ended the song when one of his last bars was saying, why you think you deserve to go? Why you think you deserve to be GAOT or some shit like that? So when he said that, I'm instantly like, okay, he gotta be coming at that. You gotta be busting a little shot at Drake. Like, I guess these niggas is gonna be busting shots at each other, probably back and forth. It's probably not gonna be like, full blown diss record out between the two of them. But shots are still being thrown. So when he said that whole GOAT shit, I definitely believe he was talking about Drake. Cause nigga, who else you talking about? Like, Hov already got his status. Hov already did it. And now it's y'all the new the new era, the new game, the new class and shit. Y'all the new kings of this shit. But yeah, man, I really did enjoy the Man in the Garden record. Like, if you into like the deep shit and you want to hear like real in-depth content and real, like, that's definitely one of the records where he got a little bit more in-depth. Like, I want to say the intro record was a like in-depth record where he was speaking about some shit, and then like Man in the Mirror is where he like really started diving deeper and shit like that. So I fuck with it. So we then go into Hey Now. This is track number 5. It's called Hey Now. Hey Now is pretty much all right, we gonna speed it back up. Like, this was like, he switched the voice up. He had, y'all know how Kendrick do all the different voice changes. Is 1 minute he'll go like real low, then he can go like real high. Sound like he's real good at doing that, changing his voice up and giving a different type of voice and a different type of flow to a different record. He's really good at that. It's not too many artists who are really good, but I credit Kendrick at being really good at doing voice changes. Young Thug is another one that's really good at doing the voice changes. And of course, Nicki Minaj. Very versatile with the voice changes and the switching up the flows and the versatility and what they are able to do on a record. I fucked with it. So when I heard the voice switch up in this and I heard the flow change up in this Hey Now record, I was already instantly fucking with it. The beat and the flow, the beat was fire. The beat was real. I fucked with the beat in this song. I do particularly remember the beat and then like the voice. Those was like the two bigger things that I noticed about this that I liked. It was also like a real dark, spooky type of vibe. Like, it, like the way he was rapping, his voice was kind of like, it was real deep, but it was like the beat in the background gave it like a real spooky type of sound to it. So I was liking it. I was fucking with it. It was just, this record was more of him like just popping his shit again, pretty much. Like, I really wasn't sure who. This was one of the records where he had another feature, but he did not put the name. So I'm assuming it's probably one of them West Coast niggas that he out there fucking with. I don't know who the feature was, but it was cool. It was alright. It wasn't like nothing that I'm like too crazy about, but it was cool. It didn't fuck the record up. So in that essence, I'm like, all right, I fucked with it. Yeah, that was pretty much all I had to say about like the Hey Now record. So then we get into Reincarnated. Oh, hey, what's up, y'all? Where y'all coming from? I'm recording, so what? Fucking people know I ain't about shit. Oh, you got a haircut? Look at you. You look nice. Like your outfit.
Look.
New sneakers? They decent with their Jordans.
Anybody on here?
It say one viewer. I don't know who. I thought it was you. It's not you? Oh, wow. I don't know who the fuck it is.
Hi.
Anyway, this my nephew, guys. His name's online. I don't... Yeah. Well, yeah, you right about that. I shouldn't have said that. Right. Ain't nobody gonna kidnap that boy.
They can't.
All right, guys, but back to this. We get into the Reincarnated record, and this was another deep record on top of the Man in the Garden record. Like I said, this was a more like temperate pace. Like, it wasn't too fast and it wasn't too slow, and It reminded me of like a Tupac type of vibe with this joint, and like I said, he changed the flow up in this, and he also changed his voice up again, and he also reminded me with Eminem because he was doing a whole lot of screaming. Kendrick was fucking screaming on this record, and he sounded angry. I don't know what the fuck he was so angry about, but the nigga was mad, and I felt the vibes of it because I'm like, all right, this nigga, he's screaming and shit, he sound angry. But he was rapping very lyrical. Like, I really enjoyed a lot of shit that he had to say. It was real lyrical. Like, some of the shit, I ain't gonna lie, I had to run it back to hear exactly what he was saying. And yeah, I had to run it back, catch the story of the bars. All right, and then like I said, the song was more of a story of like perseverance and like remaining strong, and like how he pretty much was battling self-doubt. How he pretty much had to learn some lessons, how he got kicked out by his dad, how he overcame that with his strength and his talent. And now, after going through all of that, he's now reincarnated. And then he also spoke about like how he had gotten on drugs, how he needed to use the drugs to cope. He was talking about how he was trying to prove himself to his father. He was talking about trying to make his father proud. And then it turned into like this conversation between him and his dad, having a conversation back and forth with each other. And then him saying back that all he wanted was his father's approval. And then pretty much making a promise to his dad that he's going to get his approval and make his dad proud by doing good deeds and stuff. So I think that this was the deepest song on the album because he really, really dove deep into his feelings about how he, battling like with all these crazy thoughts in your head about how you feeling like you ain't good enough and all this shit like that. And then you got, how like you grow up and you want to make your parents proud and then you want to make yourself proud and then you doing all this stuff and then your parents is telling you like it's just not good enough. That ain't good enough. And then you telling yourself it's just not good enough. So I think if this is true, like in references to his family and to his father, Kendrick dove. I really appreciated the deep dive into the emotions that we all experience as humans. This is stuff that we all go through, wanting to make ourselves proud, wanting to make our parents proud, wanting to get our parents approved, whether it be your father, whether it be your mother or anything like that. That is a real deep thing that we all deal with as humans. So him speaking to that and diving deep, that's why the nigga was so angry. Yeah, he was speaking about, that's why the fuck he was so mad. And yeah, he was talking about his deep emotions about his father and about like not having the approval and wanting the approval and thriving to get it and making a promise that you're gonna get your father's approval. But granted, with all of that being said, we still do, we have to be our own people. Like life isn't all about making our parents proud. Like, but I did appreciate him diving into that sector, into his emotions and speaking about that. Because that's something we all go through as people, So like I said, Reincarnated this is another favorite of mine because it's very introspective and it's very, very deep. And I really, really enjoy the lyrical portions of it and the portions of him speaking about the emotions. And this is like this, Man in the Garden, Luther, like already I got like 3 favorites on the album. So Luther, Man in the Garden, and Reincarnated. Like I like that real deep shit. Like I like telling the stories and getting into what we gonna speak about. Let's dive into who you are. Let's dive into how you feel. Let me know what's going on in your head. Let me know how you overcame some shit. Especially if you successful in things like that. They still deal and battle with emotions just like how we do as other people. So I really, really did fuck with the Reincarnated song. It was one of the deepest songs on the album, and I really, really fucked with it. So after Reincarnated, after all the deep shit and all the shoppy shit and whatnot, diving into our emotions, we go back on some turn up shit. Turn that motherfucking TV off, cause the song, Kendrick came in on some shit. Like when that record came on, I'm like, okay, we back on the flow, we back on the beat, we back bopping, we back dancing. And he was popping his shit. This was pretty much like some more fun vibe and a more fun, like, just make you want to dance and make you want to do your thing and type shit. So I was fucking with it. I was in the class dancing, and then then driving in my car and I was playing this shit on my way home from school, like, I'm in the car yelling like, hey! I was like, turn that fucking TV up. Like, yeah, it was hype. Like, it really did get me hype. Like, I got hyped, like, and I like to turn up and have fun. Now, niggas can't dance to it. But, I'm gonna make sure I have a good time regardless. It's always gonna be a fucking vibe. So, I really, really did enjoy that. The nigga was screaming and shit. And then, this was the song with fucking D. In the middle of the song, the nigga started screaming, mustard! So, I said, Kendrick, now fucking Kendrick, why is you screaming into this motherfucking song? But whatever, we on the wave, we turning up. Fuck it, we here. We gonna turn up now. So I really, really did enjoy the TV off song. Like the nigga was spitting his bars, he was flowing. Yeah. I would recommend go listen to that TV off song. So this is probably another favorite of mine. So now I got like 4 favorites instantly. Like this is why I said I really fucks with the album. It really, really, like it takes you through. You get every essence of it. You getting a turn up. You getting like real lyricism. You getting introspective, like, that real deep shit. You getting that woke shit as well. But you also are able to like play these songs back. Like, I was listening to fucking Academics earlier. And this nigga, he gonna say like none of the songs like don't really have like the replay value in this. The album is not really good as damn. Now, that may be debatable because the album did just come out. And we do have to see, how much we're going to go run back and play to because Damn did last. That was a lasting album. It had a lot of lasting singles. It had a lot of, like, good replay value to it. But to instantly say, like, you're not going to just go but listen back to the song. Like, I had to agree with my boy Ack. Like, and I normally agree with a lot of the shit that Academics got to say. But when he said that, I'm like, nah, bro. I completely disagree because I'm fucking with it. And like I said, I ain't the biggest Kendrick fan. You not about to see me walking around like, oh, my God, Kendrick did Kendrick. I'm only hyped right now, truthfully, for the moment of hip hop, for the moment of the game. This has been like the year that he literally dethroned Drake off the fucking being the king of this era. And he's now, I want to say, the new king of hip hop of this era, at least. At least he sits the throne currently. And he's sat in that throne ever since he dropped that Not Like Us track. And Drake has been fucking nowhere to be found. And anything Drake do right now, nobody gives a fuck about it. Nobody wants to hear. Kendrick is the guy right now. He's the bull. Kendrick is who everybody's fucking with. That's the guy. And now King is kinging. He doing king shit right now. He keeping his foot on niggas' neck right now. So I'm fucking with it. I really, really did like the TV off song. I turned up. It was a real good time for me. And then after the TV off song, we then go back into a more melodic vibe.
What are you doing?
Now, like I said earlier, I love melodic music. I'm more of a real chill guy anyway. So we get into Dodger Blue. Now, Dodger Blue is like very melodic. Like, I felt like this song was just such a fucking vibe. Like, I replayed Dodger Blue probably like 2 or 3 times. Just like how I replayed Luther, I replayed Dodger Blue. Like, it was real, like, you know, I want to say it's like probably like my favorite out of the two. I think I prefer the Dodger Blue John. So I'm not really sure who the features were on the song, but they really, they didn't take away from it. They were able to, like, they did their thing on it. It wasn't like, okay, they really took over on the track. Like, I'm going to listen to the track for them. But I did enjoy, like, you know, what they had to add to it. So it really, I don't know if it was a sample because they had the end. It was like it was like the Don't Take It Personal came on. So I'm thinking that might have been some type of sample, but I really couldn't put my finger on, like, where did I hear this Don't Take It Personal at? I can't remember. So it might have been a sample. It might not have been, but like I said, one of my favorite. It's my favorite out of the 2 melodic songs of Luther. I prefer Dodger Blue. Like, I'm still gonna fuck with Luther too, but Dodger Blue kind of gets, you know, the cake. So then, after Dodger Blue, we go into Peekaboo. Peekaboo. This nigga got a song called Peekaboo on the fucking album, and he fucked it up. Kendrick fucked Peekaboo the fuck up. They go into, like, what they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? It's like this little back and forth shit that they got going on the song. And when I say, like, it's pretty much pop. The song is popping up on you niggas, ski masks, talking shit, running down, all that type. Like, I fucked with it. I was in the car bopping because like I said, I listened to the song while I was in class, and I also listened to the album on my way home from school. And the whole time I'm in my car, but I'm like, oh, what they talking about? They talking about. I wish I could rap so fucking bad. Like, yo, I was in the car hype. I'm not even gonna lie. I was hype as fuck. So yeah, Peekaboo was one of my favorites. I got a lot of favorites on this joint. That's why I'm saying, like, no, this was really, really, Kendrick, you did your fucking thing, bro. I want to say you did your fucking big one on this album. Like, this is giving me real damn part 2 2.0. Like, I like it. I can't lie. I really do like it. If I didn't like it, trust me, I'm very honest. I don't want this to just start sounding like a fucking dick ride for Kendrick, because this is not what that is. I want to reiterate, I'm not the biggest, hugest Kendrick fan, but I fuck with good music, and I respect good music, regardless of who you are. And if he continues making shit like this, like, I ain't about to say, like, I'm still not going to be the biggest Kendrick fan, but if he come up with some shit that's hot, you know, I'm going to fuck with what's hot. And like I said, I'm fucking with it. So, after Peekaboo, we go into track 10, because that was about 9 songs. Peekaboo was track number 9. The Heart Part 6 is the 10th song. So the Heart Part 6 reminds me of, like, a more 90s West Coast type of vibe. It's giving, like, real Tupac-ish. It was giving me, like, a real Tupac type beat. It was real, very lyrical. I found it. And this pretty much where he was reminiscing on his come up. This was a song where he was reminiscing on his come up, talking about grinding with his crew and whatnot. And he also ended up giving his boy Dave Freeze his flowers. In the second verse, he talked about, like, how they fucked with each other and why he fucked with Dave Freeze and why that's his mans and why that's his nigga and whatnot. And he also gave flowers to his crew in the third verse. And he talking about, like, his come up with them and why he fucked with them and why they loyal and why they his niggas and shit like that. And I like this because this was pretty much like a dedication to his friends. Like, this song reminded me of, like, all right, I heard The Heart Part 6. I'm thinking, is we getting another fucking diss track? That's what I was first thinking when I seen this shit. But it turned out to pretty much be giving flowers to the people that I fuck with and letting them know, like, yeah, reminiscing on our past and reminiscing on our come up and reminiscing on our grinding and shit. And even talking about some of the homies that has died and that's not here with us no more. So I always respect that, because you would think that friends don't normally give each other their flowers, or friends don't normally talk about, some friends do, not all of them friends, niggas, especially men don't normally go around saying, oh, yo, bro, they be Joe with each other. Niggas do be Joe as shit with each other, but you ain't really about to hear a nigga telling, like, y'all, you my mans, and you did this for me, and you rock that for me, and I really fuck with you for that, like, because niggas don't like to be that emotional and shit. Like, niggas, that shit start looking weird. Like, why the fuck is you being so emotional? But I really do appreciate him giving his flowers to his homies and whatnot, because everybody deserves their flowers. Like, I do that with my girlfriends and do that with my friends, and I know I try to do it as much as possible, but it's a little different here. So, yeah. We then got 2 songs left. The track number 11 is, this is, all right, I ain't gonna lie, I got nervous at this song. When I first heard the beat first came on, I ain't gonna lie, my face switched up, and I was like, all right, bro, what the fuck is we doing? We've been having a no-skip album this far, 10 tracks into the album. I've been fucking with every song. I've been into it. And now you throwing me this beat that I just can't catch, and I just couldn't compute. And, but once the beat started going on a little bit more, and they added a little bit more things to the beat, because the beat, like I said, when you hear it, when it first come on, if you didn't hear that beat before, it's difficult to catch. It's not the most flowish beat. It's an offbeat type of thing going on there, if you know what I mean. But once they started adding more things to that beat, and once I heard the flow that these niggas came in on, and like the flow that they approached it from, it made a little bit more sense. Because at first it sounded like a bunch of fucking junk. I was just about to be like, bro, all right, I don't want to hear this. We about to skip that. But you almost got to skip, Kendrick. You did. You almost got to skip out of this GNX song. But once they started rapping, I was like, all right, the song had a lot of features on it. I must say that he put a lot of niggas on there, I think, from the West Coast? I don't know these niggas. That's the thing. Like, I didn't want to hear them niggas. I really didn't. I'm not even gonna lie. You already kind of fucked up with this beat that was off-putting to me, and I had to, get myself into it. But now I'm like, you came on the flow, but then you get off the flow and you put these niggas on. This was probably my least favorite song on the album. It was. I'm gonna just be honest. This song particularly is my biggest critique to the album. I don't think I really enjoyed it that much. Like, I wanted to like it. And I actually ended up, because I don't want to sound like the song ain't trash, but it wasn't really computing with me too much. And I'm like, damn, Kendrick, okay, you almost got the skip, but I gave it a try. I believe some people would actually like the song, because it's not a trash song. Like, it's not, shitty. But that beat is just a little too off-putting, and it's just a little bit too many niggas on the track that I don't give a fuck about. So that's just that. Ooh, damn, I almost gave this fucking a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. But that is probably the biggest critique to that album. After the GNX song, we go to our outro song, which is titled Gloria. Now, this is the other song that I said that SZA came in on. She came in a little bit in the middle of the song or whatnot. But it's an outro song that pretty much goes, it's a chill vibe. He went back to the voice changes, real melodic flow, and it's telling a story about a complicated relationship between him and what he says in his own words, his bitch. Now, I don't know if Gloria is his bitch. I don't know who Gloria is. I recall his woman being named Whitney. But he said his bitch, so maybe he's telling a story. I don't know if it's a true story or a personal one, but it pretty much was a story of a complicated relationship between him and his bitch. So, SZA was SZA added better to this song, I believe, than she did to the other song. Like, her voice just flowed a little bit better to me on this song than it did in the other songs. Than it did in the other song that she was on, which was, what was it, Luther? Yeah, I think it was Luther. Yep, it was Luther. But her voice just sounded a little bit better to me and whatnot on this particular song. And again, when I heard SZA for the second time, I just start thinking, how many songs do you got with Drake, girl? But listen, I don't know the relationship between them. I don't know if we'll ever know the relationship or where it stands currently right now. But it looked like SZA done picked the side. SZA is over there on the winning team, and she is fucking with Kendrick Lamar. Pretty much. Pretty much. That's pretty much what it is. And I'm not mad at it. Like, it is what it is. Like, listen. It ain't no fucking loyalty in that entertainment industry. There ain't nobody loyal to no goddamn body in that motherfucking industry at all. They all fuck with each other one day and then they don't fuck with each other at all the next. So for all we know, SZA could pop up on another song with Drake today or tomorrow and it could just look like, okay, girl, well, what are you doing? You flip-flopping between back and forth and whatever. I guess that's what everybody's going to do. But that was pretty much like the songs, like the song track list, each track for track, and that's pretty much like how I felt about each song and whatnot. Like on some overall shit, like I said, I wanted to get an album 5 stars out of 5, but I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5, which is still good. 4.5 stars out of 5 is still good. 9 out of 10 is still really excellent. I felt like Kendrick delivered. People speculated that he was going to go back on some woke shit and he really wasn't going to give people no vibe music that people could go replay. And in my opinion, he delivered on this album. He did. The nigga, it's lyricism here. It's party vibes here. I feel like you going to get your turn up. You going to get your lyricism. You going to get your real melodic shit, your real lovey-dovey shit. You going to get a story. You're going to get a little bit of everything fucking with this album. And each song flowed very, very, like, it's a no-skip album. It really is. It's a no-skip album. You can play this album top to bottom and you can just hear the execution of excellence on this album. Like, Kendrick really, really came through. He did. And I gotta give credit where credit is due. Shout out to fucking Kendrick Lamar and clap it up for Kendrick for dropping a fire ass album and pulling a Beyonce move and dropping a surprise album on us niggas out of nowhere. Like, you set the fucking internet ablaze, bro. Like, yeah. So I give credit where credit is due, and I like good music regardless of, like I said, if I'm a biggest fan. I will be playing a lot of that album, a lot of the melodic songs. And just I'm going to be listening to the album a little bit more just to see if you know how that replay value goes. The album did just drop. So a lot of people, like, I'll be talking about this more because I'm sure a lot of people going to have a lot of things to say about it. There's going to be a lot of opinions coming out about things that he said on the album and all that type of shit. So as the album flows out, yes, I'll probably, we'll come back to this and we'll see how the replay value is. We'll check back in a week or two to see, like, if niggas are still fucking with this album or whatnot. We gonna see if Kendrick can really maintain his stature of this new king of this era in hip-hop right about now. We gonna see how long Kendrick sits the fucking throne. And if people come back fucking, like, I don't even want to know because I don't know when people are gonna start fucking with Drake again, if people are gonna start fucking with Drake again or not. But now it's to me. I don't know. But like I said, Kendrick did his thing. He did his big one on here, and everybody's gonna have their opinions about it. Some people gonna fuck with it, some people not. A lot of Drake fans gonna probably say that shit was trash. You got the people like Academics saying they don't got no replay volume and shit, and then you also got the people like me saying, in my opinion, it does. And this is coming from someone who is not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan. This is coming from someone who is actually a Drake fan. Like, I fuck with Drake, if I'm gonna just be fucking frank with it. Drake has always been my nigga, but I speak real to what is going on. I'm a realist, and I am very much in the reality of what the fuck is going on, and I have eyes and I have opinions about what I see and what I hear. And that's just that. I still fuck with Drake, but he definitely has been dethroned at the moment. We'll see how long that lasts. But that's pretty much. No. Nicki has finally announced her album will be dropping in 2025. She went on Instagram today and gave like this whole little long note to her barbs and pretty much saying like, okay, the album will be out in 2025. And we'll see. It really wasn't a lot there. Like, she really didn't give a lot of details to it. But she'll be dropping her new music, and y'all know I love Nicki, so I'll be here waiting for it to see what my girl got to do and how that's gonna turn out for her. But that's pretty much all I got for now, because I'm sure there's more shit going on in the streets, but I got shit to do and I gotta do my own shit right now and get my shit together. So that's what I'm about to go do. So I'll check back in on this when I come back. So Everybody have a good day and have a good rest of y'all evening. And go listen to that new Kendrick Lamar album and let me know what y'all think about it. Let's talk. Bye.